Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to, it's Wednesday. We're going to hump around. It's hump day. It is episode number 28, the Denny and Sharon DennyRadio podcast. Woo! Hopefully you're ready for another exciting show. I know we are. Let's say hello and thank you, because these people are dear to me. Our sponsor, PT Link.
Get relief now with PT Link Physical Therapy. Come and see for yourself why our patients are so happy and satisfied with our services. Call or visit ptlinktherapy.com or visit one of our many locations.
And Mike, you can also ask him for hair gel tips, because he's always got the hair gel in.
Was that Mike in the video?
That was him, Mike Coulter.
He makes me smile just watching him.
He's a really good dude, heck of a singer. He was lead singer for Scooby Snacks for all those years. He still plays acoustically, so we're going to go see him one of these days.
Okay.
But I do want to say this, when it comes to PT, physical therapy, pain and torture, I really, truly believe the reason why I've had such great success, well, God, of course, but because he led me, God, to PT Link. They're amazing what they do. So if you have any physical therapy needs, PT Link, the number's scrolling across the bottom, check them out. They're awesome.
And I will vouch that you come home every time. They're great, personable, they're knowledgeable, and you have fun while you're getting your therapy.
Pain and torture. It's a lot of fun for them. No, I'm kidding. It's been awesome. And when I get my left knee done in November, guess what? I'll be going to PT Link for the rehab. So there you go.
All right. Cool. All right. My turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to start out the podcast a little differently than we usually do, because we want to give two different updates on two different young women from Toledo. The first one, if you don't know by now, you're probably living under a rock, because it has made national news, if not international news. You might have to take over. Kimani Lateef, 13-year-old, missing since March 18th. Her body was found a week later down off of Miami in Toledo. They currently have her estranged dad in custody. He was found in Columbus, Ohio, shot by a SWAT officer. So they now have him into custody, and obviously they're doing the autopsy. They're having a vigil, a service down, I think, by that property, if they haven't already.
They already had one. They had one yesterday, and like 100 people showed up, and it was very powerful. And her donor, sperm donor, he's not her father, because a father would never do this to his frickin' daughter. It's pure evil, what was done to this little angel of a girl. He was supposed to be arraigned this morning, but he's in a hospital in Columbus. And, the stuff that I read about Kimani, about she was an honor student, she was kind to everybody, and she had such a bright future. And the guy who was supposed to protect her ended up listening to evil. And I mean, the only thing that you can conclude from this, that somebody would do this to their daughter, is pure evil. I mean, there's just no other way around it. Satan was driving this guy to do something horrible to his own freaking daughter. And I mean, don't get me started.
Allegedly, because he hasn't been completely convicted.
Yeah. Okay. So, allegedly.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the teachers that tried to help her when she came in with physical wounds of abuse, who alerted authorities, and I don't know if it was child services or somebody didn't take it seriously. This death, horrible death, evil death,
horrendous,
totally preventable. totally preventable if people would have just spoke up and did their damn job. Sorry.
I'm glad you weren't going to say much.
Pints and prayers for Kimani and her family. And I just can't imagine the horror.
I can't either. So even please pray for the family, the survivors, the friends, anyone involved, everyone involved, please. On a happier Toledo update about another young woman, Alana Lanice is still competing in The Voice.
Yay, she's got a powerful voice.
She won her battle last week, so that is good news for Toledo. So
now I believe she's what, knockouts? And I believe, isn't it, the knockouts is when people start voting?
Oh gosh, as much as I watch the show, I don't know, but I'm just excited she's in it. She's got an amazing voice, and she won her battle last Monday, so she had a week off this week, and hopefully we'll see her next week. So
all right, there you go. Yep. That is awesome. Yep. And so there you go. Now, I want to give everybody an update on the Danny Schaefer Disco Party.
Hey, Julian.
Which is coming up June 6th, 2025 at Hansville Park. Our title sponsor, BF Energy Toledo Refining Company, is our sponsor. Thank you. Well, we got a bunch of sponsors, but they're our biggie. So thank you for that. We are now down to 21 gold tables out of 96.
That's awesome.
We are now down to 5 silver tables.
Wow.
Out of 32.
Is this like ahead of schedule?
No, we've sold out in the past, like first week. So we're doing better than 2023. I can tell you that. So
you're doing better than last year.
I didn't do one last year. Anyway, if you haven't gotten a table, you might want to, get on it before they're all gone. And if you're a business owner or, you want to do something nice for, you're a business owner, you want to do something nice for your employees, buy them a table and, we'll give you love and you'll have a great time. So go to Denny Radio on Facebook, our Denny Radio page. Boom. The link is right there, pinned to the top. Okay. There you go. There's my update.
Dave Klunk says, good afternoon on Instagram.
Hello, Dave. Hello, Julian. Shouldn't you be delivering the mail, my man?
Nurse Terry.
What's up, Terry?
Oh, yes. So today's topic is life hacks. And we need your help because I don't have a whole lot. So this could be a very short podcast. That's
fine. But we'll get to those after we promo our daughter's musical.
Oh, Mike is a member of Terry's church, Nurse Terry's church. So,
well, that's very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's recruiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, Mamma Mia
starts tomorrow
at Seago High School.
Opening night.
Listen. If you've ever been in community theater or theater in high school or anything, there is so much time and energy that is dedicated on a volunteer basis to put on a production. Especially musicals are way harder than just a basic play. So, I mean, we're talking 12-hour days for Olivia, on top of her normal teaching job. And then she's home for 7-8 hours to get sleep, get up, shower for the next day, repeat and rinse.
She gets to school at 7:30. Last 2 nights, she got home after 11 p.m., 11:08. Turn right around, get up at probably 6:30, 6:45, get ready, bam.
Yeah.
So they are putting in the work, people.
Yeah, they are. And so anyways, so the show is this Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at 7 p.m. and then Sunday at 2:00. And you can go to Denny Radio. We'll have a link to get tickets if you're interested. So we just have a couple clips that she sent us.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. That is cool. Mamma Mia.
I get chills. I'm getting chills. Got the full orchestra in there.
That was one of the first nights with the full orchestra. And actually, Bedford's one of Bedford's directors are over there in the pit. Josh Glover,
who is an awesome human being.
Yes. So.
So do they have to build the sets too?
So I was going to talk about that.
Because that looked pretty cool.
The Olivia cannot say enough good things, not only about the music boosters, but about the parents, the dads that will come out and volunteer and bring supplies and materials to build the sets to spec. She's blown away. So that's usually like, a week's worth of design and mapping it out and building it and all of that. So
that's what guys do, man. They get involved. They bring all their equipment and all their tools. And there you go. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So I have to real quick before we get started, I want to show you. So this morning when I was having my quiet time, and our blinds weren't open on the side windows yet, but through one of the little slats, I could see the moon right there with the sun rising on it. So of course put my winter coat on and put my slides on, grab my good camera. And I took a picture.
Oh,
Look how cool that is.
Wow. That is really cool.
There's a little close up. I mean, isn't that super cool?
That is like a kiss from God.
I love stuff like that.
I do too.
And then when I came back in, it was already moved over past the window. So
I knew something was up because I saw your camera. I'm like, okay. She took some pictures and there you go. So you get to enjoy him here on the Denny and Sharon podcast.
Oh, he was watching.
Johnny Castillo. He's our Friday sponsor.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Castillo Funeral Home.
And for April.
Yep. He signed up for April. Thank you, Johnny. Nurse Terry.
Yep.
My daughter was in Glee Club in high school. Definitely so much hard work with teachers, students, and parent volunteers, especially Tech Week, week of the musical. Yep. There you go.
It's so true. And Dan, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dan. Thanks for tuning by.
All right.
All right. Keep your comments coming and put in your life hacks that people swear by, even if some people say it doesn't work. So a life hack, any procedures or actions that solve a problem, simplify a task, reduce frustration, etc., is one of
one's everyday life. Yeah.
All right. So this is a Reddit thread that's up there. And actually Sharon tried it because we talked about it the other day. They say a pinch of salt in your coffee makes it taste way better. So she did this yesterday and I'm like, okay, how'd it taste? And what'd she say? You got to wait for the podcast. So here we are. We're in the podcast.
That's right.
Tell me if it worked.
I might have put too much in. I put a little bit in and I couldn't taste anything. So I put a little bit more in and then I could kind of taste the salt, even though it really was only just a pinch. And heaven forbid, I certainly do not need more sodium in my life. So I will probably never do that again.
Yeah. I like to taste the coffee. The bitterness doesn't bother me because I like the way I make my coffee, and I'm not going to try that one at all. Even though I love my salt, don't get me wrong. I put salt on salt. So
that is an understatement.
But when it comes to coffee, I mean, my big hack was, every night before I go to bed, I got the coffee maker all set up just because.
That's not a hack.
That is. You do it the night before. Instead of doing it in the morning when you're so tired and you're like, oh, I just wish I had coffee. That's a hack.
Hold on a minute.
Isn't a hack?
Procedure or action that solve a problem, simplify a task.
Right.
Oh, reduce frustration. Boom. That's the
simplify a task. You make your coffee the night before. You don't have any frustration because all you got to do is hit the button. Now, when I was doing the morning show, getting up at 3:05, the coffee maker would go off by itself at 3. But now I get up at such different times, I can't set it. Like today I was actually awake at 5. I didn't get out of bed till 5:30. Yesterday it was like 5:45. So, but anyway, that's one of my hacks that I enjoy.
Well, what are some of your hacks? Because quite honestly, I'm like, I don't have any. This is going to be a very short podcast, but then I did come up with a few.
I mean, I lay out my clothes the night before.
See,
I always did that.
I see that that's not a hack? I thought a hack was like an inventive way of doing something. That's just what I thought a hack was.
Okay, well, let me give you some from
I don't hack.
Let me you're a tremendous hack. Let me give you some from the Reddit. Okay. Want a shorter wait at the DMV? Show up just before it closes for the day. Everything moves faster because the workers just want to go home.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. Somebody said it works. It's a hack. I think now you make an appointment, it's not as bad.
Well, I know, but what if they say we didn't get to you, we're closing?
Well, then you came too late. I don't know what
come back.
I don't know what the rules are. Now, this one I want to try. Ready? This is one like you suggested.
Okay.
You open a bag of chips from the bottom. Okay? That's where all the seasoning rests. Flipping the bag makes it sprinkle down so you have better tasting chips the whole way through.
I just want to open a bag of chips.
Me too. I love chips.
I don't care, top or bottom.
I might go have chips right after the podcast.
Do you, when you're shopping, do you grab the first bag right there, or do you kind of reach to the back to see one that's not so? Because sometimes those guys just like put them up there and.
No, I don't. I just chips are chips, and I've never bought.
Inspect the bag, man.
Hold on. I've never gotten a bad bag of chips ever. Until that day, I'm just grabbing the first one and just, let the Lord work it out. So, but I think that's worth trying, flipping it over.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, I read that too about canned vegetables, canned beans, that kind of thing. You store them in your cupboard upside down, so that way when you open it, it all just, and there's nothing to scrape on the bottom.
Yeah, I like it. Slow down to speed up. You're more likely to make mistakes if you're in a rush. Then you have to go back and do it again, so it takes longer in the end. Okay, that's a good one.
That could apply to driving too.
I think that might be part of it too. Write down every good idea you have. Don't depend on your memory. All right. Put a slice of bread in your mouth while cutting onions. The claim is it absorbs some of the compounds that make your eyes sting. Experts say it's dumb, but people swear by it. See, I don't have any trouble. I was cutting onions last night when I had my salad, and it's like, it doesn't bother me. I mean, because I love onions.
You have a sweet onion, though. Is there a difference?
I don't know, but that's all I ever get is a sweet onion. I don't know. Are some onions more,
I don't know. I mean, I read to either put it in the freezer a few minutes before you cut it, or rinse it underwater, maybe? Was that another one?
I don't know. Microwave everything twice as long with half the heat. Like 2 minutes on 5 instead of 1 minute on full power. It cooks more evenly. Okay, that's one I think I'm going to try.
We have a new microwave, so it's pretty powerful.
It is. It's awesome.
It is.
But if it heats everything all the way through, although I don't have any complaints about this microwave. So I don't know. That might be one some people try. A spoonful of sugar helps the hiccups go down. People claim a packet or two of sugar stops them immediately. The sugar thing is one of many hacks that have been talked about over the years. Others include lemon juice, peanut butter, drinking through a special straw, and just thinking about cows.
Okay. First of all, 2 packets of sugar, you might get rid of hiccups, but you're going to get diabetes.
Get the sugars.
That's like a commercial.
So you take a number 2 pencil.
Yeah. Or a straw. Or a straw.
No, it's got to be a number 2 pencil. And then drink a bunch of water over the number 2 pencil. It realigns your jaw or something, and it takes them away.
Okay.
Every single time I've ever had hiccups that I couldn't get rid of, that's what I did. Boom. Instantaneously gone.
First of all, you can use a straw. Anything like
number
that.
2 pencil.
Here's what it does that I thought I remember hearing. It somehow affects the air way of you drinking, which makes the hiccups go away. What did you say? It realigns your jaw?
I don't know what it does, but I know a number 2 pencil, not a straw. It's got to be something that you can't bite through. So there you go.
I never grabbed the first bag of chips. Or I was going back and grab the item.
Okay.
Maybe it's a female thing.
Could be.
I don't know. Rick, hump day, let's do it. Do people really still say that?
No. Old people like me.
You just said it.
Hump
He just said it. Yeah.
Well, it's because of the what was it? The camel? What was his name? Those, what was it, Geico commercials, whatever they were years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you remember that? That guy, the camel?
Well, the gecko has been so long.
Not
I don't know.
Gecko. I don't remember who it is.
Tommy, pay little attention to people advice. So Tommy's not a hacker.
Okay.
So, so here's a couple of mine.
Okay.
You ready?
You're not going to like the one I have besides the one I already gave you, but go ahead.
So, These are ones that I actually, as I started thinking about it, these I have learned or used. Take a head of lettuce, that you get from the grocery store. You
Yeah.
smack it in the cupboard
Mhm.
to break the core, and then the core pops right on out. People cannot do that.
Yeah.
They can't figure out how to hit it, or they cut the core out, or they just leave the core, or whatever.
Yeah. I saw you do it one time, and I thought, wow, you're angry. You're angry
Yeah.
at the vegetable.
No. When I worked at City Fest, when we had the Pepsi trailers back in the day at the Rally by the Rivers and all that, we would put out a little bowl of Avon Skin So Soft, because that would attract the bees, because the bees were horrible with all of the soda and the sugar and all the lines and all of that. So each trailer would get 1 or 2 little bowls of Skin So Soft, that something from Avon would be a deterrent of bees. One thing we learned in Atlanta, after all the years of growing up here in Michigan and then starting to raise kids up here, was to put Ban Roll-On over a mosquito bite.
Yep.
Because it takes away the itching. It draws out the whatever they put in the skin or whatever. Remember the pediatrician telling us that?
Yeah.
We're
I'm
like,
what?
So now we still in our cupboard have a Ban roll-on of just Ban underarm deodorant. And that does the trick.
That was a good one.
Yep. Pouring Coke on a car battery to eat away all the grime and
corrosion.
Yeah. Which is scary in itself, because people drink that.
Well, yeah, it is. The thing is, keep an eye on your battery so it doesn't get to that point, but
keep drinking Coke.
But those, I don't know if the batteries today, the corrosion builds up like that. At least it never has on my van, so I don't know.
One thing I don't really do this, but I've read it many times, is to turn your hangers around in your closet so they're facing out towards you, because that way you can see what clothes you don't wear for a year, and then you can donate them.
See, I rotate them. I put the ones that come out of the dryer, and I put them in a spot, and then I pick from the other end.
You do? You really do rotate them?
I do.
Interesting.
I sure do. Like this shirt I got underneath here, my Michigan shirt, that was all the way at the end. I haven't worn it in a while. I'm like, oh, I'll wear it today. There you go.
So this is one I read about, but I have done this. So when I would stage a home, like I worked hand in hand with a flipper out in Sandusky, and there was one particular time, but I've done this many times, where I would open a window just to let fresh air in while I'm staging all day, and I would put my car keys on the windowsill to remind me to close the window, because heaven forbid if I would ever be responsible for leaving a window open and having it rain or someone break in.
Right.
So anyway, I would do that many times, but this one particular day I did it, and then it came time to pack up, and I could not find my car keys, and I'm freaking out because I'm all the way out in Sandusky, and I am like, I'm like, I couldn't have locked them in my car because I need my car key to lock the door. And I was going through and I was panicking. I was going through all my plastic bins, and all of a sudden it was just like, they're in the windowsill, and I am like, oh.
Yeah, it kind of hurts the whole hack.
Yeah.
If you forgot where you put your keys to close the window. Hopefully you remember to close the window.
I did.
Okay, good.
All right. So let's see what Rick says. Opening a new jar of pickles, use a sturdy spoon, wedge it under the lid, then use the jar as you press down on top to pop the air out. Yeah. I know what he's saying.
Yep.
I also do a can opener, like not the, but the
right. The other thing, what I'm talking about, the triangle thing.
Banana peels work too. That's something that you were talking about.
What?
For hiccups, maybe? For hiccups, Julian?
Maybe.
He's talking about banana peels work too.
Oh, it must be for hiccups. Camel on Hump Day commercial called out Mike. Yeah, that's how my friend Mike got that name from that commercial.
Okay.
But he's not, okay, I have a cat bothering me. Get away from me. But the camel, I forgot what the camel's name.
Oh, well, let's focus.
Okay.
So if you buy the dairy, coffee creamer, or even ketchup, Do you know the lids of both these items puncture the opening rather than remove the peel? So she's saying to puncture so Terry, you're saying to puncture the peel lid under the plastic lid.
Right.
So it's more controlled coming out, I guess, from the actual bottle. I seriously just learned this from the past couple of years.
Huh. I just pull the thing off and get after it. There you go.
Yep.
Open a banana from the bottom so it's not squeezed and keep the strings attached to the peel. Yes, that's a good one too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of bananas anymore.
Yeah.
But.
All right. Yes, that's what she's saying. So on the ketchup bottle or whatever, instead of pulling off, once you take the plastic lid and you pull off, you just puncture that and put the lid back on. So it's more of a controlled instead of a.
Okay. Instead of a.
Yeah.
Instead of a poo.
That's for people that aren't. They're just listening. I'm giving the sound effects.
There you go.
You know.
I think they know what it is. All right. If you spend an hour finding something in your house, put it in the first place you looked when you finally find it. So like you lose your keys or you lose something, and it's like if you spend an hour trying to find something in your house, of course, maybe not like keys. What you do is you put it in the first place you looked when you originally find it. So use it, put it back where you originally thought it was. I think that's a good idea. Talk to yourself. It can help you develop your ideas and process emotional things. Well, as long as you're talking to yourself in positive ways, you don't listen to the lies of the evil one. You got to be talking to who. I
talk to myself all the time when I would stage.
Well, you talk out loud to yourself all the time now. I mean, you're over there on your computer working on shorts or you're working on something and you're over there having a whole blown conversation with yourself and I'm sitting right there.
Well,
you've done that since I've known you.
Well, I thought, at first I was like really crazy but when you're staging, well, unless you have a whole crew, you're working by yourself all day.
Right.
And then I saw a meme on a home staging Facebook page and it said something about talking to yourself. Just tell people that you're having a staff meeting, which I thought was hilarious.
That is funny. That's funny. I like it. All right. Keep those dish cleaning wands that you fill with soap. She keeps it in her shower.
Oh.
And she says it's filled with Dawn soap and vinegar. I scrub my shower walls and tub every other shower while I'm in there. It takes less than 2 minutes and I never have to clean my tub or shower otherwise.
Well,
that's a great idea.
Well, good. I can't wait for you to try it. I'm going to buy one today.
Well, here's the thing.
And I'm going to lay it on the floor.
We already have one. I don't want it on the floor. It's got to hang from the shower. From the shower head. We got to get a little hook on it.
Oh, no.
Why?
Because we have a nice shower head. I'm not going to be starting to hang stuff on the walls in there. Do you really want?
So do you scrape the glass every time? Get all the water off the glass?
Not every time. Sometimes I'm lazy. But we have that
I've
special
noticed
protection.
It's more than just, I only notice it like once a week after you get out of the shower. She doesn't do it very often. She was totally fibbing there. I was
hacking.
I do it every time because I know that helps keep the bathroom cleaner and, and all of that. So no, I don't have a problem doing that. If we put that in there, but I don't want, there's not a lot of room in there. So if we can find a place to hang it, that'd be nice. Just saying. Now here's one I love. And I think I've heard this before, but I forgot. Eat muffins upside down because it won't fall apart. And you get this sweet top or the sweet muffin top last. Sweet muffin top. Sharon.
I got a muffin top. Why?
Yes, you do. And it's sweet. Anyway, have you heard that one before? Where you flip over a muffin?
No, Josh.
You pull and you eat the bottom. Oh, that's a great idea. Because because usually the muffin top is harder. And so it destroys the rest of it.
So then you peel off the paper.
Right. And eat it from the bottom.
I've seen Josh cut it in half and make a sandwich or something. I don't know what he does. He's a hacker.
Here's something I didn't know. You can use hand sanitizer to remove ink stains. I've never heard that before.
On skin or on hard surfaces?
Clothing.
Oh.
Clothing, because they had a little picture. Here's one I tried and it didn't work. Control Command plus Shift plus T, capital T, brings back the tab you closed by accident.
Well, I'm sure Tommy will have a little opinion about that.
Tommy Outwell, the computer whiz.
Control Shift T. I mean, I do
It says
Control
Control-
Shift
it
and
says-
D and all that kind of stuff.
It
But
says Control / Command plus Shift plus a capital T brings back the tab you closed by accident, which
Well,
would have
let's try
helped us.
it.
No, which would have helped us. What, last week when we were all ready to
Control,
go and
Shift T.
and then everything, and I screwed up, and and you had to start all over, and it threw me off my nut. I didn't like that. Now this is a good idea.
Hold on a minute. You want me to read a couple?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had more. Go ahead.
Well, these are ones I found online. When you have a splinter, put some glue on it, let it dry, pull it out.
Glue?
Yeah.
Like
you know-
super glue or
No.
Elmer's glue?
Yeah, Elmer's glue, like white Elmer's glue. Put it over the splinter, let it dry, and then it peels off. Didn't you
Right.
ever used to do that? Oh my gosh, it was like
Never.
a big
Never.
Oh yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Claudia sells this stuff. I think it's called tar. It's black and it's this little thing. We have some, and you put it, you rub it on there, and within like a day, it moves, and you can pull it out.
Okay.
Sometimes you can just do it with your bare hands. You don't need tweezers.
People use ketchup to clean copper.
My copper's pretty clean. What's copper that you're cleaning around your house?
We have
Oh, like-
copper. We have copper stuff.
Do we?
Well, I do decorative stuff,
Oh,
or
okay.
like a
Yeah, I guess.
kettle, or
Oh yeah,
the bottom of our pans.
Oh yeah.
Our old pans.
Yep.
What is? Let's see here.
Caleb, that's it. Thank you, Rick.
For security reasons, answers just type the last word in the sentence. For example, if the question is, "What was the name of your first pet?" Answer pet. Okay.
Okay, Ashley. Thank you.
Well, that way you'll remember. You'll remember the answer.
Right.
So
That is a good idea when you think about it. Or you just remember your first pet.
if you're a camper, store up your dryer lint and use it to start your campfires.
I've heard that before.
I think I read something about dryer sheet to have that on you that also repels bugs. I just
Maybe.
read that this morning.
Maybe.
Freeze soup stock in ice trays. So like if you don't use all the soup stock that you're making a recipe,
Okay.
you can pour the rest in an ice cube tray, freeze it, and then when you need it, pull it out.
That's actually a really good
Instead
idea.
of throwing away the unused stuff. Let's see here. Okay, rub an actual walnut, but they had it open out of the shell, on damaged wood furniture to cover dings. Not really. I'm just
Walnut.
the
The nut of a walnut.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go up to the hardware store and buy some furniture stain and call it a day.
Boom.
'Cause-
Although walnuts probably cheaper.
Chances are I have more of that in stock than I have a bag of walnuts.
Yeah, that's true.
So, use a clothespin, like a wooden clothespin, to hold a nail in place to hammer it so that you don't hit your finger. That's a hack someone put.
Yeah, well, it's not a man hack. Man, you know what? It's a badge of honor to smash your damn thumb. All right? If I see any of my friends, Cooch or Kiker or Jimmy Shock or whoever, using a clothespin to hit, you're out. Okay? You're out.
So political, you're
friends.
okay. You'll be friends
Yes.
forever. But if you're using a
Yes,
clothespin,
politically, if we disagree, we just don't talk politics. But if I ever catch you using a clothespin to hold your nail so you don't hurt your thumb, you're out. Not friends anymore. Bye-bye. That's got, listen, I don't want to sound sexist, and I'm going to, but
Oh,
that sounds
okay.
like a woman thing.
no, that sounds like a sexist thing.
But doesn't it?
And Eric's watching on Instagram. too.
Yeah, Cooch would never do that because he's a man's man. Guy's got a blown out shoulder and he's still playing golf because he's a man.
Oh, wow. Use, the soft or, like the shoe rack thing that hangs behind a door with
Yeah.
what you put, use one of those to store your cleansers.
Good idea.
Well, if I clean, maybe I would.
I have no comment.
Ah.
I am not a clean freak, so it doesn't really bother me. But I'll get to a point where I'm like, okay.
Oh, we're well aware of your cleaning technique. Go back to podcast number 18. Got a mushroom on it. Well,
okay. I was like 21 years
look
old.
for the mushroom.
Anyway, I'm never living that one down, boner. Anywho, I have one more if you want it.
Oh, Eric's saying, damn it. If I had known that's all it took. He's talking about right you off. There's still time, Eric. There's still
Hey,
time.
Cooch, we need to get together and have a beer. I was thinking about you this morning when I was praying that you don't have your shoulder surgery. Maybe tomorrow.
Go out for dinner with him and Kathy.
Maybe you, me, and Jim.
Blow out the dust from your desktop every 3 months.
Oh, that's good.
Tommy, what would you suggest to use to blow out the dust? An actual aerosol can that does that, or a brush, or what do you recommend, sir?
I have an actual, it's not a vacuum, it's a blower that you plug in because I don't think those chemical things.
Like a little leaf blower?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sitting right over there. You plug it in and boom, and it does the job. You can see stuff flying everywhere.
I mean, I have like a tiny little
probably take a toothbrush. You could probably take a toothbrush and drag one, obviously, an old one, and then take the blower and blow it all out of there.
Well, I think my little brush came with my actual laptop to get, now it obviously wouldn't be able to get down below the keys, but anyway. She does a segment on life hacks, and last week she did one removing permanent marker with coconut oil, and it worked. All right, so coconut oil removing permanent marker on your skin, I'm assuming.
Tommy responded.
Electric blower brushes do not work well, so there you go.
I do the combo. Brush it, and then I take the blower, knocks it out.
Now, I have seen our old neighbor use his leaf blower. He'll open both sides of their van, and he just blows everything out one side.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty ingenious.
It is. That's where I learned it. I saw him do it.
Okay, so, you got another.
I just have one more.
Okay.
And I thought this was a good idea. This person keeps an emergency 20 in their phone, in between the phone and its case. It's come in handy many times when I've forgotten my wallet or been to a cash-only place. Okay. A good idea.
I used to keep cash in my console. That was when I actually was making money.
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
No.
Okay, yeah. Talking about the coconut oil removing permanent marker.
Yeah, I never watched Amanda Faye.
Okay. So here's a few that they had as hacks, and I have an opinion about it. The gas tank arrow. Are you kidding me? Someone called that a hack.
Not a hack. It's just knowing that.
No, it's a individual, engineered, thought out way to help somebody in their car. It's like thoughtfully curated in every single car, so you know which side your gas tank is on. And someone is calling that a hack.
It's not a hack.
I agree. It's not a hack. Putting your alarm clock across the room to get up in the morning.
No one does that.
Well, I used to.
Okay.
Because it makes you get up to go shut it off.
Okay.
Of course, I was still late every day at the zoo, but that's besides the point.
You were. Didn't matter if the alarm was a block away or right there.
Me and Kelly, we were partners in crime.
The good thing you were good employees.
Anyway. Okay. So yeah, those two, I read those and I'm like, those are not hacks. Those are smart things to do. But I mean, like putting your keys by,
the window and then forgetting where you put your keys.
Well, but even when I would like iron linens to go on a staging,
right,
and I would keep them hung up all night in our laundry room,
right,
I would put my key ring over the hanger. So, and Olivia saw me once do that. She goes, "Why are you doing that?" And I said, "Because otherwise I'll walk right out and I'll forget my bedding or my linens for the table or whatever." She's like, "Oh, that's a really good idea."
There you go.
So
that's why I kept my radio bag right next to the door every morning in the winter. And then in the spring and summer, I used to put my radio bag with, my computers and everything for the show. I put them right in the back of my van. in the garage, so I never had to worry about it the next morning.
Right.
You just grab the coffee, go.
Yeah. So a few other ones that people put was, like I always learned, keep your fruit and all of that in the original container it comes in, but people are like, no, store them in a glass jar, makes them last longer. Same thing with lemons, store them in water in the fridge, make them last up to 3 months, which honestly, I find that with buying organic lemons lasts way longer than a not organic lemon.
True, they do.
Store herbs in the fridge in the original packing. See, that's what I thought. Nope. Create an herb bouquet in water to make them last for a week. So you put a glass jar with water in the refrigerator and put them in just like you would a vase of flowers. Took lettuce straight from the fridge to put in my salads. Nope. Let them sit in cold water for 30 minutes to let them crisp up. So I don't know. That just seems like a lot of work. I think I'm just too lazy, old, something. I don't know.
Me, I'm both.
Now I just go up to Google and look and see what to do about something.
Oh my gosh, you just said that reminded me of St. Denis Medical. That was that last night or the week before?
Which one?
The one where
Google
it was Dr.
University.
Google University.
Google, yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
David
St.
Allen.
Denis Medical. I'm telling you, it is laugh out loud funny.
David Allen Greer.
Yeah, oh my God. It reminds me of The Office because they have the camera following the employees around. And it is really funny. And the woman who's the head of the hospital is just a nut.
She's been in other shows.
Was the last night the one of mammograms? No, that was 2 weeks ago. Well, that was the Dr. Google one.
Right.
Where she wanted
Google
to get
University.
a mammogram and she just whipped open her. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
So that is
a very funny show.
That is written by the Office staff.
Oh, okay.
And Parks and Rec.
Well, that's why it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
St. Denis Medical on Tuesday nights at 8:00.
Yeah, on NBC.
So, is that it?
I believe that's all I have on this one. Do you have a video or are we going to talk about Friday?
Well, I do have a video and we can talk about Friday, but what is LDJ?
Low Dojo. I've always been at least a half a tank of gas. Keep all your work stuff in one place, keys, wallet, etc. If you're a young dude, always have a condom available either in your car or wallet or an easy access place. Better safe than an unwanted family. Wacky face, tongue out emoji. I never carried them. Well, in my day, they were called rubbers.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think maybe when I was 18, I had one, like as a joke or something. I kept in my wallet, but it's like, it's really stupid. I kept them in the glove box. There you go.
Information you didn't want to know.
Wasn't she the mom on the Goldbergs? She might have been. I never watched the Goldbergs.
I didn't either. Okay, so the video is not funny nor touching.
Okay.
But it's in honor of basketball because I feel sometimes this generation is like, Michael Jordan, who? What made him so special? So this is a clip from, I want to say, 1978 dunking competition. You might have to turn the volume up. I don't know.
Julius Erving. Let's see what happens. He kind of measured it from there. He's going back. That very may well be it. And the people are excited. They like this.
I can hear his engines revving now.
Air Jordan ready to take off.
In Chicago.
Got to be a 50 ball. He took off just a little inside that free throw line, one-handed double clutch it. Magic Johnson gives him a nice 5 underneath the basket as he got out of the way. Let's watch this one again. This deserves a second look. Michael taking off. The patented tongue comes out just in front of that line. Look at this. The double clutch, the reach out, and the stuff. He got 49. I don't believe it.
Unbelievable.
There we go. There's the slam camera, the slam jam camera, I like to call it. As you see that little double reach out.
That's pretty awesome, boy. Tell you what, I can't wait for more basketball on Thursday.
I mean, I can't get over that he started from the free throw line and soared. I mean, that's what made him so incredible.
Best ever.
Sorry,
LeBron.
And what's the movie about him? Air? Is it just called Air or Air Jordan?
Could be.
No, it's
I know his shoes are Air Jordans.
No, we watched it. It's the movie about his deal with Nike shoes. Remember Nike shoes?
Oh, yeah.
It's called Air, I think, and that's really good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Ashley says, I agree. Dr. Google has definitely become a life hack for us all.
Mm-hmm. Space Jam.
Lodo Joe used to love Dr. J. I did too. Dr. J was awesome, but Michael Jordan's better.
Michael Jordan.
But Dr. J was amazing.
Yep.
So I did have a life hack that's really gross.
Okay, well, we don't want it. We've heard some of your hacks the other day, reaching in and clearing out your toilet by yourself.
It's actually kind of smart.
You're going to tell us anyway.
Like if we're out on the patio, like when we lived at our house, and I knew that, we were going to be imbibing, we got the stereo going and we're getting our drinks on. I would make sure that I didn't have boxer shorts on. I'd have briefs on. Because it's easier to get to what you need to do in boxer shorts or in briefs than it is in boxer shorts. That's a guy thing. Guys will back me up on that.
Are we done now?
That's a hack.
That's an old man hack or something.
Well, it's because you're not a woman. You don't have to deal with the thingy.
Even if I was a woman, I would not be sharing. That's pretty personal. Okay, are we done?
Okay, that's a good hack. Guys might not know that. I might have just helped some dudes.
Oh, great. Yep.
All right, Lodo Joe.
Yeah, of course.
Lodo Joe Commando.
Oh, dude. Okay.
I love him. All right.
So Friday,
what are we doing?
Friday, we are discussing words of any type and phrases
that have gone away or phrases you want to bring back.
Yeah, phrases. I mean, I was thinking about that. Like, we were brought up on so many, like.
I got one.
What?
Print near.
Print near?
Yep.
Is that a phrase?
Look it up. Print near.
Hold on. What was one I had?
I don't remember how I used it, but I can't even remember how I used it.
Faint of heart.
Faint of heart.
This too shall pass.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah. So it's just going to be basically words and overused old phrases, maybe words that are no longer relevant,
Well, we just got a new word. It's called boomer asking. And it's not about baby boomers. There's a podcast tease. You'll find out Friday what it is. Don't Google it.
Really? Okay, they're gonna listen to you.
It's a radio
Commando.
You wrecked the radio Lodo Joe Tallywhacker. Yes.
Anyway,
Tallywhacker. You want to bring that word back?
Okay,
Tallywhacker.
we're done. All right. Thanks. Have a good week. We'll see you Friday.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.